So yesterday's video was about finding my voice. And funny part about finding my voice was that video I felt was very circuitous. So meaning I didn't really want to tell anything too in-depth, anything too vulnerable, because I don't want people to judge me. And after making that video, I went and I hung out with my sister, who I love dearly. But maybe we don't quite, I can't say we don't see eye to eye, because just like I said in yesterday's video, was this sense of, I feel like I'm very docile and very quiet so as not to offend anybody, so as not to upset anybody, and so that people don't dislike me, so I don't lose people. But I talked to my sister. So I guess, you know what? I'll just give you the background. And here we are. Yesterday was voting day. Today it's already in. Trump has won. And I am somebody who 4 years ago did not vote because honestly, I wasn't in love with either. But I think a lot of it was also this fear that I have surrounded myself with a lot of people who are liberal, and I had always been conservative growing up, when I first started voting. And here I am in an environment of very liberal people who are very angry right now. And I didn't vote 4 years ago, and I wasn't going to vote yesterday. I haven't followed anything political for a very long time, because to me, it's a lot of extra stress that maybe one person doesn't need. But really what I'm starting to realize is that it's only how you take it. If you can be as stressed out as you want to be about how things went down or how things panned out, and you can be super stressed about any of the political views, that there isn't enough money for birth control, and there isn't enough money, only the top 10% of, and yes, these are very tragic things, and I agree. I feel something does need to change. So all of this to say, yesterday I was very conflicted, because deep down inside, my intuition was telling me that if I were to go vote, I'd still be a Republican. I follow nothing. I know nothing of what's going on. I can't tell you anything about, really Kamala or what Trump has been up to. And I told this to my sister. And the fear that I've held on to of losing people started to hit me, because I could feel her energy shift from trying to understand to realizing she can't trust me now. If I'm even contemplating this, she can't trust me. And as I said in yesterday's video, there's so many people in my life right now, family, friends of family, who have all said the same thing. If I ever found out somebody voted for Trump, I would never be able to talk to them again. So think of how I felt sitting here going, I don't know who to vote for, because it's the day of the election, and I'm not going to sit here and go through everybody's policies over the last 20 years and what they've voted for and what they believed in and but think of how I feel is all of these people are ready to abandon somebody who may vote for somebody that they disagree with. They won't be able to trust somebody who doesn't vote the same way they do. And I really, after that encounter where her energy shifted majorly, to the point where it was just kind of I have to go do something right now. And I knew what that actually meant was I can't really be around you right now. Or at least I felt I knew what that meant. And this is me not even have voted yet, just trying to talk to somebody about what I believe or what I feel. And the fact that you can even entertain the idea of voting for somebody means you're going to lose people. And I even said to her, and I've said to my best friend, who's somebody who's, I'd consider radically liberal, but it's like this sense of being afraid. You know, my childhood trauma is maybe not being loved enough, or not feeling like I was loved enough. And so I did anything I could in order to feel more love or be appreciated more. And so now here I am dealing with this same thing, where maybe I have a certain set of beliefs, or I don't know what I believe, but I can't voice them because it might upset people and I might lose people. And so my conversation with my sister ended, and I got to the point of, I'll call it stubbornness, maybe. I don't know. Just really just anger of like, that I can't even talk to people. I can't talk to people about what maybe I believe, or what I used to believe, and maybe this has changed, but who knows? I mean, obviously I have changed significantly, not that really any of you know me, but I have changed significantly even in the last year, let alone 2 years, let alone 5 years, let alone the last time that I fucking voted, and which would have been what now, 8 years ago. But who's to say that my beliefs and ideals as a person who was a Republican then and hasn't followed anything political now, who's to say that that hasn't changed too? So I called, sorry, little bug crawling on me, and on the East Coast you gotta look for ticks. So I called my best friend, and I basically said, this might be a difficult conversation, you know, because really I just want to talk about what do I feel? What do I believe in? You know, and she actually was very open. You know, she was scared, I'd say, you know, like this fear of, if this is actually true, I don't know if we can be to the same level of friendship that we've had before. I feel like we had a great conversation of like, it was probably like 2 or 3 hours. And at the end of it, actually, I took a test. She's somebody who loves tests to kind of see where she's categorized. And so she sent me a test on basically I'll call it, where do I stand on current political views? Not quite sure if that's, you know, but I took the test, and the things that I understood, I answered. The things I didn't. Or if I kind of understood, you can rate them less important. Anyway, all of this to find out at the end of the day, I still have a lot of conservative ideals, I'll call it. But as I was taking the test, I could recognize that a lot of them are trauma-based. I took the test while she was on the phone, which I told her, like, this might be a bad idea because, you know, I need somebody who's one, just do it by myself, or somebody who's not gonna like kind of persuade me, well, just so you know, like, and I told her, and actually she was really good about it. But I'm still very conservative, but I have a lot of, I'll call it trauma around it. You know, not trauma that I'm a conservative, but like how I grew up and who I was maybe more conservative for. There's a lot of, I'll call it financial conservatism that I hold on to, and there's a lot of medical background trauma that I have, you know, from when I was a practicing PA. And so all of these things, every life encounter, all this to say is like every life encounter informs who you are at this point. And it doesn't mean that all of a sudden I am a conservative who, you know, is, you know, supporting everything that Trump has ever done in his life, or that I don't want change, you know, that I want everything to be the same or start going backwards. It doesn't mean that at all. And, you know, it's trying to like explain to these people that, you know, you trusted me 2 days ago, but now today you can't trust me because I spoke up. Not because I spoke up like in an angry way, but just because I'm questioning. But I'm not, apparently, you know, I feel like we're in a heated time right now, and I know tensions are high and people are confused, and so am I. Everybody is. But to me, what I came to a conclusion after talking to my friend for 3 hours was, I may believe certain things or that they still feel true in my body. And I feel that with awareness, just like everything else that I do on this YouTube channel, but just this is my life every day, is pretty much having such awareness, maybe not all the time, but every day it's kind of like, oh, that's interesting, a new puzzle piece. Ooh, like, why do I think like that? You know, that's curious to me. That's really a lot of what I do in my own day-to-day, but who I was yesterday, you know, is a collection of informed trauma, informed decisions, informed experiences that made me who I was yesterday. And after yesterday, and every day, you know, what happened to me since then, which I'll explain, or maybe I'll make a new video. Might make a new video. But everything informs who you are, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. It doesn't mean you're a bad person because you voted a certain way, or because when growing up something happened to me that really kind of skewed this view, and skew in no good or bad way. There is no good or bad. It's just who you are at this very point in time. And I'm gonna be different in 5 minutes. Maybe not noticeably, but I'd say yesterday was a vote. I voted yesterday, but I voted for me, you know? I voted for freeing my voice and freeing this fear of people are gonna abandon me and people are gonna be upset with me and people are gonna be angry with me, which to me doesn't fucking make sense. Excuse my language, holy moly, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me that somebody could be mad at me. And I feel like we're in a time where there's a lot of fear and a lot of uncertainty and a lot of, you know, and just like if you've watched any of my videos before this, any time that I was about to make a huge effing change in life, any time that I was about to make a huge change, there was a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of clinging to this idea of wanting more clarity, wanting to know, where is this all going? And instead, it's like, I think that's where we are in these times. It's like, nobody knows what's gonna happen. Nobody knows. Even the people that voted Trump don't know where this is gonna go. I mean, I think, I don't really want to get overly political, but I feel like a vote for Trump is kind of a vote for what we'll call stability and security. And that's not wrong. That's not wrong to want to feel stable and want to feel, you know, and maybe I'm wrong. I probably am, because I probably have such a very light view of things, but people are scared of change. And anyway, that might be going somewhere. I actually feel like it is, but, you know, I want change as well. I love figuring things out about myself. I love, you know, but I can be the first person to tell you, when I don't know where this is all going, I get scared. I cling, like, I want stability and security, and yesterday, all of this to say, yesterday wasn't a vote for any one person. It's actually a vote for me, and that I'm not gonna be scared anymore. And I want to talk to people and get people's viewpoints and learn and be wrong. I want to be wrong. Like, I'm not saying I want to have heated arguments with people that are, you know, completely nearsighted, and maybe, you know, because I feel like I have a broad view of things and want to see things in many different ways, and want to clear, just like anything else that I have going on, I want to clear my conditioning and my, you know, how I was brought up and what I took away from society growing up, that I need to be a certain way, or I need to, whatever it happens to be. I want to clear that too. Right now, my conditioning is still very, I'll call it conservative. And I don't say that that's where I stand on everything. And by God, no, you know, like I said, I didn't follow anything political for probably, I don't even know. I'd say I definitely gave up with the last election. I probably was already in the giving up stage with the first Trump election. Probably since Obama. Anyway, all of that to say, like, I want to learn, I want to grow, I want to be different every day. Maybe not drastically so, because that would probably be unsettling, but I want to continue to grow and learn and understand what I'm actually passionate about. If you don't make a stand right now, if you don't, voice what you stand for right now, it can't change. You can't put something out there and be like, ooh, that doesn't really, it's like how I think of it is my intuition. This whole video, all of my videos, is basically me talking, and I get little downloads, I'll call them. But sitting here ruminating on them, I can't quite air them out. And as they're coming out, that one doesn't quite feel right, and then you get to backtrack, and that's why my videos are now going up to 20 minutes. But, it's like this sense of you can't kind of really feel what you feel without airing it out, without putting it out there and kind of being like, trying it on. It's a garment of clothing, and you put it on, like looking on the shelf, that's effing cute. But you don't know how it looks, and you go, yeah, but it's not quite me. And so maybe I'm still wearing the conservative garment. It doesn't mean that it looks right anymore. Maybe it looked right when I was 18, voting for George W., in the Republican Club. But I'm a person who wants to grow. I'm a person who wants to, I'll go with grow, but really I want to understand. And I want to understand more about me, but also about everybody. And I feel like when you're so closed off that I can't believe you would vote for this person, that means X. That means you're a terrible person. That means I can't trust you. To me, I want to understand that mentality of division, that you're not on my team, so therefore I can't trust you. When really, at the end of the day, we are all human beings living this experience that is life, learning more about ourselves through all of our experiences. And learning all that we can through experiencing. And that doesn't make us a bad person. Me and my sister, I'll call it right now, politically, I can't say two different people because I don't really firmly believe in anything, I don't feel. But, we both grew up in the same house, and yet we are very different in some means. But even though we grew up in the same house, we had different life experiences, and she perceived our experiences with our parents differently than I did, and her traumas were different than mine, and her experiences with church and school and everything is different because we're different people, but that doesn't make us bad. I feel like there's more to be said. However, this video is already pretty long, so I'll have to fill you in as to what I've been experiencing since. And I'm looking for more unity. I can see people for their trauma. I can see me for my trauma. And by trauma, I don't mean that all people are bad or what. No, it's like almost like this feeling within me of when I hear things that people say or hear things when I say them, I'm just like, ooh, I can feel what I'm holding on to or not wanting to look at. And the same thing with other people. And I feel like people need to be more accepting of other people's viewpoints. Maybe they're hard to swallow, but stop putting ourselves into an echo chamber to surround ourselves only with people that they know believe the same things that they do, because everybody has different life experience. Even if yesterday's test came back that I was more liberal, I obviously have different viewpoints, but that would have made a lot of people feel safe, as if I could say that, and either way, I don't know. Being more accepting of people and understand. I'm not saying you have to tolerate somebody being a complete effing asshole. Can I say asshole too? I don't know. But if somebody's being an asshole or being so terrible. You don't have to tolerate it. Just understand that at the end of the day, these are people who have different life experiences as you, and it doesn't make them a bad person. It just makes them a person. And yeah, I have so many viewpoints, but we're already at 20 minutes. I'll make another video. Love you all. Appreciate you all. And here's to finding our voice. Some people may not like it, and that's okay. We're in this together. See you later.